Hello YouTube, my name's Chris and I'm with the Patriots of the South, and there's a problem that's been long standing in this country, and I don't like to bash on one side or the other, but this problem's been going on long enough that it's kind of hard not to bash on the left. And when I say the left, I mean the liberal lunatics, not just Democrats in general, because there are some good Democrats, there's some bad Democrats, we get that. But the far left, what we would normally consider extremist. Everybody screams, oh, the right extremist, oh, the right extremist. Well, there's no such thing really because the right never really does anything crazy. I mean, there's a couple incidents here and there, but for the most part, it's just the left. And we'll get into that. But what I want to talk about is the fact that they persistently shove their views and their ideologies down our throats. They just shove them down our throats. They scream and scream and scream like children over a piece of candy in the store that they want and their parent says no. And they will scream and scream and scream until they get their way. And it's just insane. And I don't even know why we allow this when most people wouldn't even allow this from their children. So let's just get into it. These people, they scream and scream and scream, and they just act like fools, and they want to silence you. They want you taken off of YouTube. They want you taken off of any platform possible. They've gotten Alex Jones removed from several platforms. And don't get me wrong, I don't agree with a lot that Alex Jones has to say, but he has a right to say it. And I served in the military, and I strongly stand firm in having the freedom of speech and the freedom to have weapons, the right to bear arms, the First and the Second Amendment. And we shouldn't infringe on that at all, but they want to infringe on your right to have firearms, because if you don't have firearms, you can't defend your right to free speech. And here's a prime example. Here's Hillary Clinton back in 2014 talking about how we need a ban on assault rifles. And before we even get into that, assault rifle is a made-up term made up by Adolf Hitler back, oh, what was it? World War II? Yeah, World War II. It's right here, World War II. And the origin of the term assault rifle is generally attributed to Adolf Hitler, who for propaganda purposes used the German Sturmgewehr, which translates to assault rifle, as the name for the MP-43, subsequently known as the Sturmgewehr 44 or STG 44. So, and oh yeah, they dispute how much Hitler had to do with it, coining the new name. But the thing is that an assault rifle is a made-up term. There's no weapon that's really an assault rifle, quote unquote. It's just a rifle, just like any other rifle. But let's get into Hillary.
Gail Santa Maria. I'm from Maryland. I'm a teacher. My question is about guns. I'm very concerned about the proliferation of guns in America, especially as it pertains to school shootings.
Right.
Do you think that reinstating the ban on assault weapons?
Oh, and let's go back to that. They always bring up school shootings. It's the school shootings. We got to protect the kids. The guns are walking out there and shooting children. That's how they act. Let's go back to that.
That reinstating the ban on assault weapons and banning high-capacity magazines would do any good?
Yes, I do. I do.
Good.
You know, first of all, I think as a teacher or really any parent, what's been happening with these school shootings should cause everybody to just think hard. We make hard choices and we balance competing values all the time. And I was disappointed that the Congress did not pass universal background checks after the horrors of the shootings at Sandy Hook, and now we've had more.
So let's look at that. They put it all on these school shootings, which don't happen as often as people think. And if we would put policies into place that would do these universal background checks, we'll do this, we'll do that, then it'll stop it. It's not going to stop it. The only way to stop it is to get the lunatics to stop with their nonsense. That's when it'll stop. And these very same people that want the guns banned are the ones running around with the guns, acting fools, infringing on other people's rights. I think this is amazing. Look at this. They can't even hold their sign the right way. This tells you how intelligent these people are. Look at it. It's backwards. They're not even holding it the right way. And just one more thing. Anybody who is, quote unquote, fighting for freedom and rights, and they're out here blocking the streets, such as Antifa, they're blocking the streets and the sidewalks, and they're carrying what they call assault rifles that need to be banned. You see this? You see this? They're carrying assault rifles. This guy is wearing a mask. And number one, I wouldn't trust anybody who wears a mask. Look at this. This guy's like a little soy boy. Look at his arms. They're so skinny. So skinny. He needs that mask to protect his identity, because if anybody were to ever catch him without his assault rifle, he'd get the holy living crap beat out of him. They're wearing armor too, you see this? They're wearing armor like they're the military or something. These people are extremists, folks. This is exactly what we call terrorism. This is what we call terrorism in every other country. This is what I fought against, people in masks, wearing armor, carrying AK-47s in Iraq. These are terrorists, folks. They're against fascists, but they're the fascists walking around with weapons, assault rifles that they want banned, body armor, and masks. They're standing up to old people and women. Wow, real manly, let me tell you. All right. So let's continue. They want your guns taken away so that they can ban your free speech. They don't want you to speak. They don't want you to speak at all. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they use propaganda, they make stuff up, they cry, they scream, they walk around with masks and assault rifles that they want banned, but they're using them to force their opinions onto other people. Think about that. They want the weapons banned, but they're carrying them and using them to assert their ideas, to force their ideas down your throat, to assert them on you. What's wrong with this picture? But just to prove it a little bit further, that they don't want you to have the freedom of speech, they don't want you to have the freedom of expression, they don't want you to do anything they don't want to do. They go so far as to attack our children. They have their children attacking our children now. Look at this.
A sixth grader attacked on his school bus for wearing a Make America Great Again hat. You can see him there. And guess who was suspended after all this? The victim. You want to build a wall? You want to build a... The video shows classmates shoving the 12-year-old St.
Absolutely disgusting, yet this is what's allowed to go on in our country now.
Louis boy, while yelling at him for supporting the president. His outraged mother says she is horrified. I found him berated.
Now think about this. This is the mother here. She looks pretty Hispanic to me. Pretty sure she's Hispanic. And her child is wearing a MAGA hat. So it's not racist to wear the MAGA hat, which is always screaming, it's racist, it's racist. It's not racist. They're supporting the president that they like. And if that's a crime, then supporting Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden or any other Democrat should also be a crime. Well, let's move on. Speaking of political, let's move on. Let's go on to how they lie and make stuff up. Let's look at this right here. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. We're running concentration camps, quote unquote, and we're Nazis running the concentration camps and making women drink out of toilets.
But the United States is running concentration camps on.
All right, let's go back to that.
The United States is running concentration camps on our southern border.
One more time, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I didn't quite catch that right.
The United States is running concentration camps on our southern border.
Right, that's what I thought you said. She runs around spreading these lies that we're running concentration camps on our borders, that we're making women drink out of toilets, and we're treating these people so horribly. When in all actuality, let's go ahead and look it up real quick.
This is them on their best behavior, and they put them in a room with no running water, and these women were being told by CBP officers to drink out of the toilet. They were drinking water out of the toilet. And
So I'm not lying. You heard it. They were drinking water out of the toilet. Let's hear that one more time.
told by CBP officers to drink out of the toilet. They were drinking water out of the toilet. And that
Let's get this a little more forward here.
Aliens are not forced to drink out of the toilet. Aliens have options. Fresh water is provided on a regular basis in the water cooler. There's also water that is provided in this is a combination of toilet, sink, and the sink provides fresh water.
Mind you, there's actually one of these in the local VA that I visit. There's actually one of these there, and the water's fine. I've drank water out of it several times. It's not going to kill you.
Walls marked as all spots, all the water, all the water. We're not forcing aliens to drink out of the toilet.
There you go. They're not being forced to drink out of the toilet. Yet AOC wants to run around and scream that we're running concentration camps, that we're making women drink out of the toilet. We're doing this, we're doing that. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And yet people still believe her lies for some reason. I can't fathom why. I can't fathom why. People are just crazy. Let's go look at how they acted when Trump was elected. And mind you, we're the ones that are spreading the hate. Just remember that.
The inauguration of President Trump has again exposed.
Oh, one more thing. It's a peaceful protest and riots. I've never seen it. I've never seen a peaceful riot in my entire life. But it's a peaceful protest, a peaceful riot.
Deep political divisions across the country. Protests began before he took the oath of office and continued throughout the night and into this morning. A demonstration in Seattle turned violent when one person was shot.
Oh, but it's a peaceful protest and riot. Remember that. It's a peaceful protest and riot. Don't bother with the fact that it turned violent and somebody was shot.
Seattle turned violent when one person was shot and critically wounded on the campus of the University of Washington. Anti-Trump protesters marched to the campus to rally against an appearance by far-right commentator Milo Yiannopoulos. Sorry.
And another.
Protests against Donald Trump's election victory surged overnight, and some became violent.
Officers in Portland, Oregon confronted thousands of protesters in what police called a riot. Some demonstrators smashed store windows. Protesters faced off with police in other cities too, including Oakland, Denver, and Minneapolis.
In response, Donald Trump tweeted last night, just had a very open and successful presidential election. Now, professional protesters incited by the media are protesting. Very unfair.
But this is what the left does, folks. They scream and they cry and they throw fits like children. And they want to take away your weapons so that you can't express your ideas. You can't express your thoughts. If they deem that your thought is supposedly racist or supposedly bigoted, or it just doesn't go along with their agenda, then they're going to go ahead and they're going to scream and cry and protest and try to beat the crap out of you and beat the crap out of your kids, and they're going to carry guns and they're going to block the streets and they're going to try to infringe upon your rights as much as they can, and it's ridiculous. It is, but they're spreading love. They're spreading love.
We are here for love. We are not here to spread hate.
There are expectations.
That looks a lot like love. Love for your neighbor, love for everybody else. Let me just
We are here for love. We are not here to spread hate.
Let me just beat the crap out of you, tear your towns up and everything else. Well, that's it. That's all I gotta say. I hope you enjoyed. If it resonates with you, share it, like it. Please subscribe. This is a new channel. Hopefully we can get people on board and get the ball rolling to spread the truth about all the crap that's going on in this country. And have a good night.